Hey, what's good, LOP fam? We back with another episode, man. This one's kind of different. We about to get into top 10 famous rappers talk about Eminem. It's a different type of video. It's not a track, but it's about the GOAT. It's about the man himself, M. And I kind of wanted to do this video to start things off. One, because I was about to watch the video regardless, so I figured might as well shoot a reaction and see how we feel about it. But also because I'm going to start a new series, man. I'm going to start a series called Missed Marshalls. Now, I'm a big M fan. M the GOAT. We all know this. I don't want to hear no talk about it. I don't want to hear no arguments about it. But there are quite a few Eminem tracks that I actually don't know. I was going through my phone today, going through his past albums, and off each album, I know a good amount of tracks. But there are those ones that I never listened to. So I kind of want to go back, check out any missed Marshall tracks. So we're going to be starting that new series soon. But for now, let's get into top 10 famous rappers talking about Eminem. Let's see what they have to say. I'm curious. Let's go.
I don't have the accolades that connect to the performance of my music. I don't have the trophies that match how big the actual records are. The one Grammy I have is for Crack a Bottle. I couldn't even have that without him.
Damn.
You know, and that's why I have so much value for him, not just in my career, just in my life, because he's a guy that, one of my best friends, because I can trust that he's going to be honest with his constructive criticism when it's time to listen to the music before it goes out. He's the only person that did things that I wanted to do. He had the Marshall Mathers LP with 23 million records sold with flags all around the plaque, and I was like, yo, I want that kind of success.
I was just basically extremely nervous, last year getting on
Drake, true?
the Grammy stage.
Interesting.
And he was just like, man, he's like, just enjoy it. He didn't tell me, like, a lot of people would be like, oh, it's nothing. He didn't make it seem like it's not a big deal. He was like, but if you need reassurance before your verse comes, he's like, look at me, man. I'll give it back to you. He was like, just look at me, and I will reassure you that you belong on that stage. And I did. I came out there, I looked right at him, and he nodded at me, and that's when I knew, like, I'm okay.
Bro, imagine that moment. This is young Drake. Imagine that moment. You're going on stage, you're nervous as hell, you look at M, and he just goes, you got this. Bro, that shit must be crazy. Yeah, bro. M's just... I've heard a lot of artists talk about how supportive he is of other artists. Like making sure you get your thing going and do your thing right.
And I did. I came out there, I looked right at him, and he nodded at me, and that's when I knew, like, I'm okay up here, and we had like an amazing rap Grammy performance.
I would say it's
not rap.
It's not rap. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture, and it's for everybody now. You know what I mean? I feel like back in the day, more rap was just for a certain type of person. You had to go through certain things. You had to know certain words and criteria to be in the rap scene.
Was it originally black?
Yes.
Now it's everything.
It's everything. Yeah.
My kids listen.
Yeah. There's a lot of man. One of the greatest rappers is Eminem, and he's white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
bro, I appreciate the artists actually. Like, I don't really know any other artists out there that other artists. He's like, he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. You know what I mean? It's like your barber's favorite barber. Same type of situation where, like, even the people you look up to in the industry look up to him.
Not
Crazy.
Only the color has changed, but just the thought process behind it.
Question, Game, what do you think
Yeah.
of Recovery?
Classic. I love it. Yeah.
M's back?
Eminem is Eminem. If you notice in hip hop, Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with. Including
Facts.
myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane. Even when I was going at 50 and me and Dre wasn't seeing eye to eye, man, I stayed away from the white dude,
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I understand it. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Eminem, I don't think it's a rapper he won't slay. And you don't even want a war with Eminem. He crazy.
Em is nasty. Okay. I don't care what color he is.
Just straight up.
I don't care none of that, man. You know what I mean? Real artists respect real artists, man.
Facts, bro.
And especially like a conscious artist that sits down to write. And when he hears another artist that sits down and does his writing, and he know brother nasty. You know what I mean? Regardless, you can't take
He had to pause for it too, just like double taking what's being written. Like, damn, bro, this nasty, bro. A lot of people, I feel like the I want to say the majority. I don't know if it's the vast majority, but I definitely think the majority will acknowledge that M is the GOAT, or at least one of the GOATs. One of, if not the GOAT. But you have those moments where you meet somebody that's like, nah, M ain't shit. It's like, bro, do you actually know his work? Because I swear anybody that's actually listened to M will acknowledge that fact. The dude is built different. This is why we're going back. This is why I want to hear the tracks that I haven't heard yet. This is exactly why.
right. And when he hears another artist that sits down and does his writing, and he know, brother nasty. You know what I mean? Regardless, you can't take nothing away from his thoughts and his pen. Okay. You know what I mean? And M is nasty, man. I tell people to this day, if M was black, he'd be if M was black, he'd be the next Muhammad Ali, man.
What was that like? I mean, you gotta.
Run that back. That's one hell of a statement.
He'd be the next Muhammad Ali. He'd be if M was black, he'd be the next Muhammad Ali.
Damn.
Unreal.
What was that like? I mean, you gotta. Come on, I'm a fan of hip hop, so you gotta give us something. What was that like collaborating with him?
Eminem he just is, right? He's like, I mean, we went out on a whim and just put it in the air, that it would be great if M would collaborate with us for Pink Friday, and I didn't think it was gonna happen. I mean, I remember we kept talking about it, and I kept thinking, I really was saying in my head, I know it's not gonna happen, but it doesn't hurt. So I sent him one record, and he didn't love it. And
does that hurt your feelings to have Eminem say
no, because he didn't say, artists talk to artists differently. He didn't say I didn't love it, but he just said, could you send me something that's a little bit more me? So I understood that because I'm an artist, and I've had to say the same thing to people. So so I remember I sent an email back and I said, I want to thank him just for saying that, just for having enough respect. Because some people, like, you'll send them and you'll ask them, if they would work with you, and sometimes they won't even respond or say anything. But like with M, he had the respect at least to treat me like a peer and say, you know what, I think it's dope, but I don't think it's me. And I just was like, I respect that so much.
Social media is that you try to sound like Eminem, and I know he's an influence of yours. Is that a compliment or an insult? Because no rapper wants to be considered an imitator.
Yeah, I take it as a compliment because
Facts.
I was student of the game first before I jumped in any type of booth. You know what I'm saying? I know my history well.
Facts.
From Eminem albums to Pac albums to Dre to Snoop. So, they hear elements and different pieces like that. And
that's the thing, man. We got a lot of people pointing at rappers nowadays saying like, oh, he sounds like M. Like NF is one of those. I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, NF sounds like Eminem. Well, when that's what you grew up listening to, it influences you. It influences the way you see rap. It influences the way that you would build a bar in a track. You know what I mean? If you grew up listening to mumble shit all the time, and then somebody told and you wanted to be a rapper, that's what you dreamt of pursuing, you're gonna mumble on a track because that's the influence you had. But in M's situation, it's a compliment. If somebody actually thinks you sound like M, that means you're doing something right. You're bodying that shit to get that, to have that said about you. It's Kendrick we're talking about. Another great.
They hear elements and different pieces like that, then so big because Eminem is one of the greatest of all
Facts.
time, and nobody can take that from him. I can't take it. New artists can't take it. That boy wordplay is out of this world. It's screaming the fact of whatever racial color, hip hop is hip hop, and he got it.
What's and Eminem call you? You can only work with one or the other. Who do you pick? Didn't even let me finish my sentence.
No, I'm sorry. Jay-Z is incredible. I hope I get the opportunity to work with him, but Eminem.
Eminem, yes sir.
Rap.
Yep.
So make sure I do my best to keep up.
Yep.
Jay-Z, that's just swag. That's just having a good time. You know what I mean? So.
Sure. I don't think Nas is bigger than Eminem. Obviously.
And they made it happen too. That's the crazy thing. This is young Logic here. This is young Bobby here, and they made that shit happen.
me. So
Sure. I don't think Nas is bigger than Eminem. You know, obviously Eminem is the biggest rapper of all time, statistically. You know what I'm saying? And Eminem is like definitely sold more records, but as far as artistry and impact on the culture, I think they're in the same category. Nas, Eminem, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pop. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very excited about tonight. Tell us about your friendship, your relationship with Eminem. Where did it begin? How's it going? And what does he think of me?
Yeah, we did a song on my album, Blueprint, the first one, because I got like a lot of them. The first one, we did a song called Renegade.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And it was really good. It was really, really good.
And what the tours strike? It's not a
you
tour.
make really good songs, you become friends.
Yeah, it's a.
And with me and my brother Chris,
I was scared what Jay was gonna say, but you just said it was a really good song. We make really good songs, we become really good friends. All right, bro. All right, Tech. Now we know Tech definitely has some heavy M influence. I mean, Tech's been around since back in the day, but
there's Calico on it already, and sending our verses to M and hearing him say, "Man, Calico killed it. You guys killed it." That's like the best rapper telling you that. You know what I'm saying? So your head is already inflating. Like
y'all was dancing in the studio. You was up in there, back to your b-boy days.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
It was like it was validation. Now, keep in mind that we already knew that we were MCs. You know, we always known that we just murdering everybody for real lyrically. But to hear it from the guy that murders everything, you know what I'm saying, is a smiley thing. You know what I'm sizzling? It's a happy as thing. You see that? You know
That's why we got it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man.
I mean, I know this is about M, but yo, Tech, heavily slept on, man. Heavily slept on. See, I'm not even that familiar with Tech's work. I know a decent amount. I know enough to know that he's one of the greats. He's not in that conversation, no. For whatever reason it may be, he's not in that conversation. We might have to do some Tech 9 videos. You guys might have to drop me some requests for that, because I need to get caught up on all of his work for real, because I know he's nasty. I've never heard anything from him that hasn't just been absolutely ridiculous.
For my own opinion, the greatest rapper alive, and probably there ever will be, is Marshall Mathers. You know, and I swear to God, I'm not saying that because I was saying that before I was signed.
You got Eminem, who's been in the game for so
Cole.
long. What's it like to be
Cole, one
invited
of the
to be on a
goats,
tour
too.
with him? And what's it like to tour Australia with him and be, I guess, friends with Eminem?
Well, man, for me, I'm sure for him too, but I speak for myself. I'm such a huge Eminem fan, and especially from his first 3 albums, I was like all the way in. You know what I mean? I'm still all the way in because he's still amazing. But, you know, that was a point in my life, a very pivotal point in my rap career, my rap. My first song I ever made was literally just biting Eminem and Nas. You know what I mean? If you go listen, you would hear both influences. And I feel like when you start rapping in the beginning, you really just...
What was Cole's first ever song? I don't know if I've heard this. But what was his first ever song? If anybody knows, let me know, because I'd be down to check it out if I haven't heard it before.
We hear both influences. And I feel like when you start rapping in the beginning, you really just take all your influences and you just rap like them until eventually you become who you are from all these influences.
This is what I was talking about earlier. It's the sound that you grow up listening to. Whoever influences you, whoever inspires you to go down this road, to start rapping, to start doing this music thing, that's who you're going to sound like. You're going to sound like a combination of all of them. If you guys checked out Stevie Knight's interview with Hobson, they talk about it. Hobson talks about it. And if you haven't checked it out, you have to go check that out because it was a dope interview. But he talks about his top 5, and it's a very, very, very it's a top 5 you never would have expected to hear. I've never heard that top 5 before. Stevie had never heard that top 5 before. But he talks about his top 5 not as what he would say are like the best rappers of all time. It's his personal influences. It's the top 5 artists that have personally influenced his music and where he gets certain energies and certain flows from. So you guys should definitely go check that out if you haven't, because that shit's crazy.
And
it's
he
a melting pot, right?
Yeah, Eminem was a main ingredient. So to now be on tour with him years later, they invite us out. It's like, it's a crazy feeling. You know, it's a huge honor.
Damn. That's dope, bro. It's dope to see artists that can actually sit there and show appreciation to another artist like that. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I don't like making these general concepts because it's not 100% true. It is to a certain degree stereotype, but I feel like artists nowadays are a lot more, I don't want to say self-centered. I don't know what the right word is, but I don't know. I feel like artists nowadays just don't like criticism. It's just not a thing. You can't criticize an artist nowadays. I've seen many situations so far in interviews where any type of criticism is just taken insanely negatively. So to see artists actually sit there and be like, oh, he gave me some feedback, or he did this, or he did that, or admit like, yes, he influenced the way that I go, it just shows you the greatness that is Eminem, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm glad I did this video as the kickoff to the Miss Marshall series. So guys, if you guys think there's any low-key M tracks out there that potentially I haven't heard of, I know there's probably some songs out there that aren't all that low-key that I might not have heard. I don't know. But I really want to dig into his discography and dig deep into that shit and try to find anything that I haven't heard yet. So if you guys have any suggestions, drop that down in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button. And if you want to be here, which you should be, for these Miss Marshall series, smash that subscribe button, man. Hit that little notification bell. And I will catch you guys in the next one because this one's done. It's over. And I'm out.